Mrs. Mary Brown.
Good evening to the board, to the staff. I'd like to say that all of my children are grown and out of my house, and I feel great. Not to beat a dead horse, and I don't usually speak unless I feel like it's necessary. But tonight I feel that it's necessary. My name is Mary Brown. I am the CSEA president of California Schools Employees Association. I'd like to say that I agree with TAB President Tony Diaz. I also agree with Joe, and I also agree with with Barry. And I want the board to know that the Health Care Committee purpose was set up to work collaboratively with the district as well as with the unions. And that was for the cost savings to the district. That was the purpose. CSEA as well as TAB object to the direction the committee is now going. It appears that the district doesn't need the committee approval anymore. It's now appearing to be under dictatorship rather than working together. We, CSEA, have a right to be on this committee. It states so in our contract that we are entitled to be on any advisory committee. What we want to be is to be included in any and all directions or decisions that is being made by that committee or this committee and selected items. And also we want to make sure that it is shared with us if there is anything to be given out. We'd like to know that firsthand. We want the district now to cease and desist any further action without the approval of the committee. Also, I bring to you that there's something going out to the site's administrators under the director of the risk management. It's an IRC 457 plan. The district is proud to offer a deferred compensation program through Hartford Life Insurance Company, also known as the IRC 457 plan. Please read your 207 Employee Health Benefit Insurance Summary booklet to get an overview of what the IRC 457 plan is. You may be contacted by a representative from Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley is the consultant for the 457 Deferred Compensation Plan. Since this is district-sponsored plan, we ask that you allow Morgan Stanley representative to visit your site. Well, we've had meetings where they said that no vendor can go to the sites. Why are you allowing vendors to go to the site when the CSEA-sponsored 125 plan vendors could not enter the site or go to the sites? It was stated that no one would be allowed at the school site, but you are allowing yours to enter those sites. Again, I would like to not have disparate treatment against any of the unions. Let us work collaboratively together. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Mr. President?
Dr. Barton.
Yes, a very brief comment. I'm disturbed to hear that the committee is dysfunctional at the moment, and that the bargaining units are not happy with the way it's functioning. It seems to me something that we need to look into, and at the proper moment we will begin to do that. Certainly I plan to pull number 4, which is the 125, for a separate vote this evening, among other things. But I would also point out that I've several times urged the district to consider joining the California Healthcare Coalition, which is jointly sponsored by CTA and school services. This is not a union management thing. This is a joint sponsorship, which is designed to help the unions and management work together to contain health costs. So far that hasn't happened, and I urge the district again to consider doing it.
I just want to share one quick thing. Section 125 plans, by their very nature, are very difficult to understand and use the first time that you encounter them as an employee. So the fact that a vendor, if we go with a vendor, that makes it difficult to get access to someone who can sit down and, I got to be honest, I mean, the first time I had that plan, I had to have someone explain it to me 6 times before I understood how it worked. And I'm not that dumb. So, you know, we've got a situation where we're asking, people are going to be investing dollars so that they can get their money not taxed on health insurance, but they don't really understand the process and they don't have access to someone who can explain it. That would be very troubling to me. I also shared Dr. Barton's concerns about the dysfunction of the committee, and I'd like to ask some more questions when we get to that item.
Very good. Other comments? Viola May Bledsoe.
My name is Viola May Bledsoe, and I'm a proud classified employee for going on 16 years with the district. I am also here to talk about the 125 plan. When CCN was first introduced to us several years ago, Tomio, in negotiations, wanted us to take that and given us the 125 through Fidelity as a concession for us to readily jump on the bandwagon behind CCN. That's been taken away from us, and now our 125 through Fidelity is being taken away. And I agree with Mr. Ellis and everybody out here. I'm a very smart person also. In fact, I come from this, before coming to the district, I worked for 15 years with American Express Financial Advisors in the insurance broker business before I came on what I'm doing. I don't like to talk to people that are in another state about what I'm doing right here in my own state. Fidelity came out and met with us. If we couldn't meet during school time, they came out and met with us on weekends, at nights. They are here. They're very close. Yes, their headquarters is in Oklahoma, but they have agents right here. This other plan does not. And if you can't get anybody during your working hours in Florida who happens to be 3 hours ahead, it's a little difficult to try and get what your questions answered. Also, I too have a problem with being told by several people from the district that Fidelity and other vendors can't come to the can't come on site to work with the people, not solicit, but work with people who are already signed up on plans and re-enroll them. And now you're bringing in another company, just okie dokie. It's not even, to say the least. Yes, we work for the district, TALB and CSEA, but we're also your clients, and that's not good client service, fair client service. And one thing about the open enrollment, where I work at Tucker, I've had 17 people come up to me in the last 3 or 4 days and say they are having major problems getting onto the websites to do the open enrollment. So there are problems with the open enrollment for the health care benefit, not the 125 here, but the open enrollment. And it seems like over the last 3 years that every year something has to be changed. Either you're changing our health care plans, the administrations of those plans, Fidelity, the 125. It seems like a constant turnover. And coming from the insurance business before working here, I can tell you that does not give great confidence that you constantly have to change administrators, Mercer to driver, and so on and so forth. So I do hope that the district does get back to the original intent of the committee, and hopefully we can steady out and not have to do so much changes, because there's always cracks in it, there's always problems, and the district always wants to blame it on the insurance part, and they don't want to take thank you, Mary, but they don't want to take responsibility for part of their share of it. And if you're going to constantly change, there's going to be problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bledsoe.